that's just undesirable to me. Right? Say for example, if I'm a parent and I want my child to have to have a child because I want to be a grandparent, that's desirable for him because maybe she doesn't want to have a kid, but I want to have a kid, right? Now, if we understand the mechanics and everything else behind, and I show you there is a reason behind all of that, it will allow us to find out the causes of why I feel that way, why they feel that way, and why this thing has happened. Even to the point, like let's say we work so hard for our business, we work so hard to create harmony in the family, why doesn't it happen? Now, learning helps us to understand the causes so that when we look back and we find out that problem or that cause, we can actually alter that and create a different result, because life is all about cause and effect, right? We can alter that result, or if there's nothing else we can do about it, the situation is done deal, we can at least now make a different choice. Now, for those who agree with me so far and still following me, can you type me a 999 in the chat box? Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, I Ching. Or is it Ai? Thank you, Joey. Okay, wonderful. Alright, so let me introduce you to 9 quadrants. Now, these 9 quadrants is not made up by Sui culture. It is the facts of life. You can derive it from all metaphysics studies, or in fact, actually all around all over the internet, right? It is not something new because it is facts. Now, think about it, right? Who you are today. We, you and me here tonight, right? At this moment, 31st of March, and it is 2:50 in Sydney, right? Who we are today consists of our fate. Fate is something that we can't change, all right? Consists of our fate. The timing of when we make decisions, the location of where we make decisions, the people that we have worked with, that we have combined our efforts with, all right, to arrive at certain decisions, the environment that we were in, all right, the merits that we have done. Now, believe it or not, the amount of merits, and I'm referring to effective merits, the amount of effective merits that we have done in our life actually has very direct relationship to how much wealth we can actually retain in our life. Now, this wealth I'm talking about is not just money. I'm talking about also health. I'm talking about relationships. I'm talking about, of course, the money that you earn, right? That is a given, but all the other things that is non-material as well. All right, they actually have a direct relationship. And then learning, right? What are we learning in life? Like right now, today, you click on that link, we make acquaintance. Thank you for that. And you are learning something new. Even for those of you who have heard this before, you are always learning something new. All right, and this learning determines a different self from who you were just a minute ago. Every new information, every new knowledge you gain about yourself or your situation, you're growing, right? And as we grow, right, our self changes and improve, right? And the last quadrant is our name. Our name actually also has a very direct relationship with the end result of everything that we do in life. You never knew this, right? I think some of us would have known, but some of the privileged would have known, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that my name was the one that actually created like certain limitations in my life. All right, but okay, now think about it. A lot of people like to go to fortune teller. A lot of people like to go to a feng shui master or metaphysics specialist every start of the year to find out their fate or their luck that year. Now, let me tell you something. Normally, when you meet a person, all right, a person like that, and they tell you, and you go like, oh my God, that's so accurate, that's so accurate, that's so accurate, right? It's because they're describing this part of you. Now, this part of you is something that cannot change at all. Cannot change. This is things like your birth date, your time of birth, your parents, okay, your embodiment, like whether you're born as a female embodiment or a male embodiment, all right? But that doesn't really help you grow. It just describes you as a person. It's what you brought to the world, all right, with you when you step out into this, when you step out of your mommy's womb, right? But all of these things, all right, these are the things that contributes to your growth. And all of these things are things that where you actually have a choice. Now, as I earlier mentioned that our fate, okay, if we were to quantify them in percentage, they actually consist of 30% of our life. All right, these are things we can't change, right? No matter, we can't say like, I don't like my mommy's eyes, I don't like this daddy, I want to be unborn and be reborn again. We can't do that. We have to like kind of die first in order to be reborn again if you believe in reincarnation, right? Yet, we are not doomed, my dear friends, because 70% of the rest of our destiny for the rest of our life is consisting of all the choices that we can make, that we can take charge of. Now, the choices that I'm meaning here is not about whether you're choosing to eat a vanilla ice cream or a chocolate ice cream, or to go on a ketogenic diet or a pure protein diet. I'm not talking about those choices. The choices that I'm referring to are all of these elements, all right? The timing of which you did certain things, right? Like for example, right? The sooner you learn this, okay, and I really mean this with the best of intention, okay, with the purest of my heart. The sooner you learn this, all right, the sooner you're able to avoid a lot of pitfalls, the sooner you're able to grab hold and hold a lot of your wealth, right? The sooner you will improve the relationship with yourself, your parents, your children, your partner, your friends, your colleagues, your bosses. The sooner you're able to know very clearly what you need to do in life, what can help you to achieve your desired perfect life. But say you decided not to click on this link today, and then you decide that maybe next day, maybe another time, right? That would have delayed that. And that would have delayed the fulfillment of your desired perfect life in your whole entire life path, right? And next we come to location. Location also plays a fact because some of us are actually born with numbers or born with a fate where 80% of our wealth is actually outside of our birthplace. All right, and then people, who do we work with? All right, and then the environment. Now this environment, of course, very sensibly, we know that if we send our children to a good school, they will probably do well, be surrounded by good company. And we send them in a, say, mediocre school, it will take a certain kind of special conditions for him to excel, or otherwise he'll be influenced by the environment, right? Yet, in this environment that I'm referring to is actually the energy field of that environment, around us, okay, which I will cover later. And then, like I said earlier, the effective marriage that we are doing, and then the learning, what are we learning? Like for example, okay, if let's say you are in your first relationship, all right, and then the person dumps you out of a sudden, all right, and then you find out that the person actually has many interests in many girls, and you, or many boys, or many partners, and you are just one of the choices, and she felt that you were not his or her choice, and then she dumps you without even informing you. Now there's two things, of course we will feel hurt through the process, right? But there's two things you can learn. Number one is you learn that, oh my God, I can never trust relationship again, and I'll never want to be in a relationship again. Or I can never trust, let's say if you're a girl and that's a guy, I can never trust guy again. I can only trust girls because I'm a girl and I tend to trust my gender more. All right. Or three, you know what? I need to learn how to identify, to avoid myself from hanging out with people like that, and to be attracted to people like that, and to fall in love with people like that, to begin such a relationship. Now, obviously, the third type of learning would be the one that helps you grow. The other two would have just made you making a choice out of a situation to avoid being hurt again. Now, that is also a form of learning. But which learning helps you grow? Which learning helps you work through your obstacles and help you attain your desired perfect life? That's the crucial part. All right, and of course, the last bit is what names are you using to support yourself? You know, like we have some celebrities, as you know, like Faye Wong, like Lady Gaga, right? They use different names. They don't use the original names on stage, right? But they use different names so to enhance themselves, to enhance use that energy field of that name in order to get that popularity. Okay. because they need to excel in their career, right? To excel and get that popularity. So that's the reason why name actually plays a big role in at the end of the day, what we will actually retain in our, the result that we'll actually get at the end of the day. All right, but this we'll cover later. So to simply put, to achieve our desired perfect life, the right timing is important, the right location is important, the right people is important, the right environment is important. Working with the right zodiac animals is also very important. Okay, I'm not sure if anyone here that's not familiar with zodiac animal. Do you guys know what your zodiac animal is? Can you type me yes? Okay, Steven does. Okay, I hope that all of you do. If you do not know, it's okay. So each one of us are actually born under a zodiac animal year. And according to Sui culture, in the curriculum of Sui culture, this zodiac animal is actually like our guardian angel. We always associate ourselves like, hey, I'm a snake, okay, I'm a dog, I'm a tiger. Actually, I'm not. I'm a human being, but I'm born under that zodiac animal, all right? And having worked with somebody who is also born with a certain zodiac animal group can actually help to support my goals, all right? And the last one is merits, the amount of effective merits that we do. Now, what is merits? I will cover a little bit more later, okay? Now, timing. Each one of us actually has a personal timing. Remember, I said that it depends. In order to achieve our goal, timing is very important, right? It's just like, for example, if you wanted to go to the bank, all right, to banking a check, all right, to do a financial transaction, do you go during opening hours or during closing hours? Definitely opening hours, right? I'm sorry, I think maybe typing opening hours is a long time, so I'm waiting there. Okay, so if definitely opening hours, so timing is important, right? So let's say if you wanted to propose to your partner, for example, do you think you should propose in a time when she is most romanced by you? Or do you think you should propose to her when she's very stressed up and trying to cook up a storm for her family? Definitely when of course, it's in a good timing where she's romance and things like that, right? Now, these are very layman examples that I've shown. But yet, so this describe this, okay? So just take, for example, the partner that you're going to propose to. There will be time when she is busy, and there'll be time when she is not, and she's available for you to be proposed to, right? But are all girls, all women, or all of everybody in that same timing? No, right? Because your partner could be very busy, but somebody else's partner could be free to be proposed to. I'm not sure if I think I've chosen a very bad example, but I hope you know what I mean. Basically, what I'm trying to say is each one of us actually has got our own personal timing, which is the reason why you will find that, let's say if two person born in the same year, they're born in the same year, and they both buy, say, a property together in the same development. If one is in a high luck period and the other one is in a low luck period, they buy, okay, same development, all right, they buy at the same time, they sign at the same time, they pay at the same time. You will find that the person who bought the property at the high luck period will have everything transacted very smoothly for them, and they will be able to rent out the apartment very, very easily. There will be not many problems. There will be no problems. I can't say no problem, but there will be hardly any problems with that unit. But let's say this person, all right, who bought this apartment bought during their low luck period. What happens is that they will have problems in their transactions, all right, and very likely it's very hard to rent out. The unit is very hard to rent out, or maybe there'll be problems like piping problems, or maybe ceiling problems or leaking problems in that unit that causes him to lose more money. Let's say, for example, they both want to sell. Again, depending on timing, one may sell faster than the other. It is not because that unit is better than this, or this unit is better than that. It's really because of timing. Now the thing is, do we know whether when we are doing something, are we in a high luck period or are we in a low luck period? For example, if you're in a year 3, you're in a year 3 cycle, you are encouraged not to make any form of investment because you very likely will not make any money. Now in the year cycle 8, you are also not encouraged to make any form of investment. Why? Because you also not make any money. And you may actually lose your capital, if not more, if it's an 8 compared to a 3. Because both years are actually low luck period. Now, does it mean that during low luck period, I can't do anything? No, it is not. That is why we need to learn. Okay, and we will cover timing later, right? Okay, location. As I mentioned earlier, some of us actually has got an overseas number. We are fated where 80% of our wealth is actually outside of our birthplace. Now, when I say fate, that means you are born with it. But is it your choice to go or not? Yes, it still is. There are many people, all right, who has this fate but still chooses to stay in their hometown because number 1, they do not believe it, or number 2, they do not know. All right, and number 3, things just happen to prevent them from leaving. And they made a choice not to fight those circumstances but stay at home. All right. So what happens is to this group of people is that even if doesn't mean that they can't make money. It is not that. They will make and they can make a lot of money. But what happens? They cannot retain the money because it is not their true wealth. When it is not their true wealth, money will flow from them. And according to statistics, according to data, according to many cases that we have validated, the money will flow through a certain kind of habit or a certain kind of hobby that this group of people would have cultivated, and they would spend a lot of money on that. For example, like maybe they take on an interest of gardening. Okay, people maybe would have just bought 1 or 2 pots of plants, but they'll buy hundreds. Or maybe they took on the interest of dogs, of having dogs, right? And people maybe have 1 or 2 dogs, but she will have like 18 or 20 dogs. And he even build a canal for it. Does he make money out of it? No. He just wants to have them all, like when they whistle and then all the doggies come, that joy, you know. Now, these are not bad habits, but they are they are not bad hobbies, but money going out, right? But how about those habits that are cultivated wrongly? Like, for example, gambling, drugs, alcohol, even womanizing. Now, all of these habits or hobbies, all right, can hurt you, your health, and your family. And this is something that we really, in Suri culture, we hope that when people are aware that this is their fate, to actually take the courage, take the step to actually venture out of their family, out of their birthplace. So let's say you have this, okay, after learning about yourself, you find, okay, I actually have this fate, and you tell me like, Chen Yan, I actually want to go, I will move out of my birthplace. But the world is so huge. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go to north, south, east, or west? You tell me. So let's say you decide that I want to go to north because everybody say north is good, right? We always say the north is the direction, right? And they are not wrong. But is it your personalized location? Let's find out. Okay. So let's say you go to north and you say, you know what? I'm going to north because I'm going to look for a job. Or I'm going to start a business. I'm going to look for partners. I'm going to find a business. All right. When you go there, you can't find a job. You can't even find someone to want to start something with you, start a business with you. But through the people that you met the love of your life. And because she or he is the love of your life, you are drawn to marrying each other, and you decide that, you know what, we're going to get married. Now, when you get married, why did that happen? Because north is not your wealth area, but it is your peach blossom area. Do you guys know what a peach blossom is? Can you type me 666 if you know, and type me a question mark if you don't. Type me a question mark if you don't know what a peach blossom is. Okay, so everybody knows what a peach blossom is, yes? Okay. I'm assuming everybody knows based on Stephen and Maggie's response. How do we become? Okay, we have 17 people here. Okay, alright. So please feel free to stop me if you there's any questions, okay? So you find out, oh my God, this is my you didn't know, but you went north and that's your peach blossom, and that's where you found your partner. Okay, and your partner will be your benefactor because that's your peach blossom area, right? So your partner says, darling, you know what? I'm so bored of this north. Let's go to south. And then you're like, okay, darling, I'll listen to you. As long as we're together, I don't care where we go. And then you head to south, and boom, south is your wealth area. The moment you hit south, the moment you settle down, in a week, you get business opportunities, you get job opportunities just like that. You do not know why. People just came, you just meet people and they say, hey, do you want to work for me? Hey, do you want to do this with me? And then within like maybe 3 years, you have your first bucket of gold. Of course, you have to work for it, right? But the opportunity is there. All right? Because south is your wealth area. Now, this is a very good story. This is a very good story, right? You found your partner, and then you set out on a trip to make your money, but you found your partner first, and then you make your money. But what if you had headed to east or west instead? What would have happened to you, right? Okay, next we come to people. As I said that, we are surrounded by people all the time. Okay, using the example just now, right? How will you know if everybody came, who are your benefactors? Who do you actually work with? Will you know whether if your benefactor is a man or a woman, or are they older and younger to you? Do you know when you meet each person, there is a very special natural law that actually works with you and the other person? All right. Now, that is the reason. Now, because we didn't understand this law between us and the other person, all right, or this very natural law that exists, right? That's the reason why sometimes when we meet someone, we do not know why we hit it off straight away. And sometimes when we meet another person, we seem to be like getting along so well and we are so attracted to each other. And then sometimes along the way, we just fight like hell. And there are also people where when they utter a word, you just feel that, oh my God, I don't want to be this person's friend. Have you ever been in a situation like that? If you have, can you type me at 888, please? Have you ever found yourself in such a situation before? Hello guys, are you still here? Thank you, Joey. Yeah. Thank you. Now the thing is, we are surrounded by people, right? If we didn't make acquaintance with them, we didn't establish a relationship, we didn't decide to get into a relationship with them. Say we didn't decide to get married with them, we don't have like even our children, we have no choice. Right? What if those relationships are already established? Do you just break up with them? Can you just leave your child? You can't, right? The best way is actually to know how this relationship works, right? Through this learning, you will understand yourself, you will understand the other person, and then you also understand the law that exists between both of you, so that you can manage that relationship and get along better and better. Okay? Most of the time we're always saying what we want to say. Very rarely we will be saying what the other person needs to hear in order to receive the message that we're actually trying to convey to them, right? We always find that people who do that are manipulators, people who want to sell you something or want to close you on a deal, right? But the truth is, actually, this is a very, very good skill to have, especially when you have the best of intention for people that you love and care about, because you want to deliver your message to them, right? But if you just say what you want to say the way you say it and the other person cannot receive it, you are not achieving the result, right? And therefore, the relationship will always be misunderstood. We find ourselves in many of these kind of situations, and sometimes we find that I can't get along with them. It's really not because the person is not a nice person or I'm not a nice person, but it's because we just didn't understand. It was really truly misunderstood. Okay, next we come to the environment. Now earlier, remember I mentioned about the environment with the energy field of the environment. Now this has something to do with feng shui. According to Sui culture, all right, our kitchen actually helps us to prosper. So therefore, you will see these pictures from the kitchen itself. Now, the environment that I'm talking about that actually can be either supportive to us or actually hurting us is actually the water fire clash. Now, very simply, it is actually very commonly, some feng shui things are very obvious, like for example, the door window clash. Right, let's say if you have a front door here and the back door here, it's like one straight arrow through, you know that's a door clash, or a door window clash if that's a window, right? Because it's like your wealth coming in and your wealth going out, right? That is something you can see and you can also try to fix. But how about the things you cannot see, like for example, the water fire clash? Now, what is the water fire clash? You know, water and fire, they clash, right? They don't get along together. Right, and in that energy field, you can't see it. Where do they come from? They actually they actually come from our kitchen, especially if you have a kitchen layout where the stove is next to the sink or opposite each other, or like just within the same environment. Okay, you will find that okay, this is one of the situation that creates a water fire clash, right? But actually, we also have water fire clash equipments at home as well. And one of them is actually our refrigerator. In Australia, we have dishwasher. I know that some of our participants here are not from Australia. So in Australia, we actually have dishwasher in the kitchen. So that is also a water fire clash equipment that emits the water fire clash energy. And water fire clash is actually very hurtful to us because it actually messes with our temperament. When it messes with our temperament, it does not allow us to communicate nicely to our loved ones, and then it may create misunderstanding. And then because the person, the loved one is also in the home, they're also having their temperaments being messed up by this water fire clash, right? Therefore, then they can't hear when we say something. You know, the water fire clash, we can't. It's mixed up with the water fire clash energy, and therefore when they receive it, and then their water fire clash is also responding back, and therefore you will find that a lot of families these days actually has a lot of challenges trying to stay together for a long time. Now, if you recall, right, try to make sense out of what I'm trying to say. People in the olden days can live together for a much longer period compared to this era, right? You'll find a lot of families really find a lot of challenges just trying to communicate with their children because their children hide themselves at home, right? And then, but the moment everybody goes out of the home, they're all very happy. But the moment they come home, everybody goes back into the room again. It's actually because of the water fire clash, but they do not understand that. Now again, if you find that your kitchen has this layout, please do not worry, because in Sui culture, we help people to discover the problems. We help you learn to discover the problems, and then we also have solutions for these problems. Okay? Alright, so next we come to zodiac animals. Now, do we all know our zodiac animals? Can you type in the chat box for me, what are your zodiac animals? Rat, monkey, who else? How about Maggie? How about Sanqing, Mingqi, Ui Ai, Joey, rabbit, horse? Yes, Wei Chai is my favorite horse. Chuhan, hi Chuhan. Mei is rabbit. Wow, lots of rabbit today. Great. Now, each of your zodiac animal. Joey is a rat also. Hi Ben. 硕宇. Hi 硕宇老师. Okay, and hi we are is a dog. Okay. Now, no matter what zodiac animals you are, alright, we are all very blessed because we actually have these groupings in zodiac animals, right? There's 12 zodiac animals. There's 3 groupings. There's actually grouping of animals that actually help us. Like for example, if you're looking for a partner to get married, you're looking for a partner to have a girlfriend or have an intimate relationship, or if you decide that you want to have a kid, you will want them to be from the 3 harmony group or the 6 harmony group. Why? Because this group of zodiac animals are the ones who's going to love you and support you unconditionally. It's like a very natural attraction that you will support them, you will like them quite immediately, and then support them. If let's say you don't put in judgment like this person is different of a different race or different religion, and you take all of those perceptions out, very naturally these zodiac animals actually come together and naturally want to support each other and love each other. So as you know that no one in the world can have exact same thinking as you, right? Because we all come from a different background, we all come from, even in the family, we are brought up by the same parents, in the same system, we don't have the same thought system, right? So therefore, in these groupings, you will find that this 3 harmony and 6 harmony grouping, you will find that even though your opinions differ, but they will still support you. It's like that. Okay? Now, but let's say if you have a project, or a business that you want to really make good of, then you will want to be looking into the 3 meeting union group. Because this group of animals, this group of zodiac and people of these zodiac animals, they are going to help you, they'll work with you and collaborate with you and to help you achieve your goal. Alright, this is how you manage this. You can use this information, alright, and then decide on who you want to partner with, who you want to work with, and who you decide to have children with, alright. So I know of this relative. She's actually my husband's relative. I actually only recently got to know her, and we were sharing Sui with her, and she was listening. And of course, she's also our Sui culture student by now. But she did say that she had learned all of this way before she got married. I think she's a couple of years older than me. And she told me this, Chen Yan, this is an information that you must learn when you're young, and then you can plan your life, not something that you learn after SHIT has hit the fan. Okay, so what she did was, when she learned this, so as a younger, there's a lot of suitors, right? She picked the best partner based on the zodiac animal. Of course, she liked him as well, right? Of course, there's a few suitors, she would like them, and she picked the zodiac animal that actually was the most fitted with her. And when they were going to have children, they also planned the children to ensure that the children all get along with them, the children will listen to them, the children will support them, and they will in turn do the same thing. There's not much clashes. Now, it is very natural for parent and children to love each other. It's a very natural thing. But sometimes the clash of the animal actually can present very challenging situation and circumstances in communication. All right, and then it's quite difficult. I am not sure if you have experienced that before, but it did happen to one of my friends. So basically, coming back to my relative, I think she was so wise in doing what she did, because when we finally met her children, it is very true. The children are also loving, also courteous to the parents, and they are also the same with, basically they are a family that's very peaceful and harmony. All right, I'm sure today's world, it is not hard to see a family that is this harmony, because the divorce rates are going skyrocket high. All right, because divorce are no longer a taboo as before, right? So the divorce rates are getting higher and higher. But if people knew this and people knew how to manage a relationship, then we can actually prevent mend all the relationships properly, because a lot of all of these cases is because they didn't understand themselves, they didn't understand the partner, they didn't understand the nature of their relationship. If they did, they would have managed the relationship better, differently, and it would have definitely bring about different results. The marriages that have children, they actually can create a kind of damage. Of course, today we have a lot of more wise parents right now who look at single parenting very wisely, right? But that too also depends on the zodiac animals. If let's say the zodiac animal actually clashes, then it also can be quite a challenge when the single parent is trying to bring up the child. So that's why we say that studying this is really, really fundamental. I'll cover that later. Okay, let's move on. Alright, so we talked about merits earlier. Merits is about solving people's immediate needs. Okay, here this immediate need, alright? And the bigger the need, the more people that you help, the bigger the merits are attained. Now, the thing about merits is that you cannot help someone in order to get married. For example, I know a lot of people who are religious, right? Because every religion or every spiritual study will go and say help people, be kind, and yada yada yada. But some of the mindset would be, I need to do good. I want to do good because I want to get married. Now that is no longer a merit, that's a trait. A merit is a result. The result of a merit comes from the purest of your intention, from your purest of your heart, where you truly want to help this person to benefit and to change for the better. Now, what is the difference between a good deed, a kind deed, and a merit? Now, let's say, for example, if I saw a homeless person on the street, all right, and I gave them $10, it's a good deed, right? Everybody will agree it's a good deed. Whether I give $1, $5, 10 cents, $10, it doesn't matter. Sometimes people say if I give 100, it's a bigger merit. It's actually not true, because all the homeless person has is maybe less 9 meals to worry about, but their situation did not change, right? But let's say if I went to a homeless person and I said, you know what, would you like to have an opportunity to have a life change? Like maybe I could give you a job. Okay, I'll let you stay here, and then you learn something, and then you work. And this homeless person say, yes, I want to. I've been looking for a job, but nobody wants to hire me because I have no credit, I have no credibility. But if you could give me a chance, I would really do it. And this person said, okay, I'm going to take a chance on you. And then this homeless person actually changed over time. All right. And actually became that the person's changed, like no longer homeless. They can pay for their own bills, their credibility increases, and so on and so forth. Now you can see the difference. Merit does not always require money, but each merit that you do does not always mean it has to be free. Okay, so this is something that we really need to understand. All right, and in Sui culture, when we cover this topic, we can there will be more in-depth explanation on it. Okay. All right, so learning in Sui culture, we have this course called the Orchestration of Life. Okay, it is conducted in 3 days, normally in a physical class. However, in Australia, we currently conduct it online for 5 weeknights. Okay, now learning this course the contents of this course can actually help you to discover your problems, right? And help you, even if you have no problem. Okay, if you have no problem, congratulations, all right? If you have no problem, then you can use this information to actually place very clearly in your planning in order to achieve your lifetime of prosperity. And let's say if you have a problem, not to worry too, because they help you discover the problem, fix the problem, solve the problem, and then you trot along and achieve your desired lifetime of prosperity too, right? Now, what is Sui culture? Scientifically speaking, Sui culture actually uses the numbers 1 to 9 to teach us the knowledge of I Ching. Some people pronounce it as I Ching, all right, or I Ching, all right. In English, it is normally more commonly known as the Book of Changes or the Book of Divination. Now, if you were to study the original context of I Ching or I Ching, all right, it is actually in Mandarin. And that too is not its original language, but that's the language that has been passed down. All right, and we will be subject to the limitations of language, because I don't know about you, I've only had 6 years of education in Mandarin, and my Mandarin sucks. Okay, so for example, right, if I say the word welcome, even if I interpret this into English, right, if I use English to explain I Ching, right, if I use the word welcome, I can mean thank you, welcome, or welcome to this course. It's the same word, but it has various meanings. But when I say 1 to 9, right, 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5. There's no way to word it. It's very straightforward and simple. And that is the reason why, all right, when you learn this, all right, when you learn these with numbers, within 57 seconds, you will be able to have an accurate interpretation of a person's life, character, behavior, potential, and life path. Through this information, you can also know when we can potentially become an official, where that's when you need to go fight for your promotion. All right, and then when we can achieve our wealth, when we need to stop investing and start withdrawing back our returns. All right. And then when's the best time to get married, have children? When we might possibly encounter illnesses, surgeries, lawsuits, and disasters. Now, this part, a lot of people try to not want to look at it because they say, you know what, if I know it and I can't do anything about it, then there's no point knowing. Okay, let me trust it. Or sometimes they just want to cut off negative. But these are not negative things. These are things that might happen due to cause and effect. So Charlie Munger is very wise. Charlie Munger just recently passed away, right? And he said this, I want to know where I die so I never go there. And this is exactly it, right? If you can tell, all right, then you can navigate away from it, because 100% of accidents, 100% of all the bad things that happen in our life, or all the unfavorable things happen in our life, is because we did not know. Hence, the saying, knowledge is power, especially when you apply it and when you use it, right? So this is a very practical and validating subject, because numbers is easy to learn. As long as you know 1 to 9, you can learn this, all right? And it is very easy to apply because it's all just numbers, no two way around it, all right? You can just take a piece of paper and you can calculate anywhere, all right? You can do it anywhere, and it's a validating subject. Why? Because numbers do not lie, ladies and gentlemen. If at any one point in time, okay, today is 31st of March, okay, 2024, right? If there was an incident that happened to you like years ago, or a few incidents that happened to you years ago, after you have attended our course, all right, you will be able to use your knowledge, all right, to go back to that date and find out what actually happened. Why did that incident happen? Why did that illness or that surgery had to happen? Why it happened on that day? Why that month? Why that year? You will be able to find out why, and that's why it is validating. Okay, no one that I have met has said that it is not true. Even if those that have said it's not true, it's because their learning of the depth of the information is the learning is not deep enough that they could not see it, right? So for example, right, if I say 1 is equals to 2, right, and I think 1 plus 1 is equals to 2, 1 times 1 is equals to 1, right? And then, but that addition is just one, is just a plus, and then when you want to multiply, it's actually the other way around. It changes direction. Maybe when a kid who doesn't know multiplication will say that, no, you're bluffing me, you're lying to me, it's not true, because you just turn the plus in a certain direction and then you change the number. It's not true. The answer is 2. So am I right, or is the kid right? Definitely I'm right? Because I know more, but he would think that I'm lying because he doesn't know. So that's what it is, guys. When you learn this, continue to learn, all right? For those repeating students, continue to learn so that you can actually see in depth, right? Okay, now our parents gave us life. Okay, thank you to our parents. And the universe gave us a set of numbers, gave us our very first set of numbers, which is our life manual, and it can be derived by our birth date. Okay, so what is our life manual? Every equipment in this world has a life manual except us. Even our parents didn't have it. If our parents had it, then they would definitely know how to communicate better with us. I don't know about you, but my parents always thought that they knew me best. But actually, I think that they didn't know me at all. And after the life manual, even I realized that there are some parts of myself that I had misunderstood myself. And upon further investigation, then I realized that, hey, actually, yeah, I misunderstood myself. And you know, knowing ourselves through this life manual, we really know how awesome we are. So the learning and knowing our life manual definitely unlocks a lot of secrets that's within us that even we ourselves didn't even know. The secrets, what are those secrets? They are our potentials. So I am going to teach you how to calculate your life manual. Can I have a set of birth date from a student that is not a student yet? Sorry, a participant who is not a Sui culture student. If you if you can be kind enough to share your birth date so that I could use your birth date as a example to teach everybody in this room how to calculate their life manual. Can I have a set of birthday? Oh, okay, Joey. Okay, thank you, Joey. Okay, Joey is born on the 13th of October 1984. Okay, now in Sui culture, we only work with single digits 1, 2, 9. Very easy, very simple. So if there is a double digit, we always break them apart and add them up together until they become a single digit. All right. Sorry, Ma. Joey has already provided the birthday, so yeah, maybe some other time. Okay. All right. So 13 is a double digit, right? So you break apart 1 and 3 and you add them together again, it becomes a 4. Right? So 10 is a double digit also. So 1, 0, you break them apart, add them together again, they become a 1. Okay? So 19, break them apart, 1 and 9, you add them together again, they become 10, right? But 10 is still a double digit. What do? You break them apart again and you add them again, and then they become 1. Now, is everybody clear on this? If you are clear on this 19 part, can you type a 1 for me in the chat box? Especially the newer students, okay? I know the old students is already clear. Okay, thank you. Hang on. Okay, great. Anybody who's unclear can type a question mark, okay? Anytime you're unclear, please type a question mark so that I know. Sometimes I forget and I say, if you know, type 1, but I forgot about the people who do not know. Okay, great. So everybody is clear. So 84 is double digit, right? So we break apart 8 and 4 and we add them up together again, it becomes a 12. 12 is a double digit, so we break them apart again and add them together, it becomes a 1 plus 2 is equals to 3, right? Okay, to get this number here, we add the single digit of this number, or from date, and the single digit from month. So 4 plus 1 equals to 5. Alright, and then to get the number here, we add the single digit from century and the single digit from year. So 1 plus 3 is equals to 4. Okay, so to get this number here, we add this number 5 plus 4 equals to 9. Okay, now, I forgot to ask Joey 2 questions. Joey, you don't have to give me, you just have to answer yes or no, okay? Joey, are you born anytime between 11 p.m. to 11:59 p.m.? Okay, I'll write it out in the chat box. 11 to 11:59 p.m. Joey? Yes or no? Okay, good. So for those of you who are born between 11 to 11:59 p.m., you have to add 1 more day here. Okay, so instead of, let's say Joey was actually born on the 13th, she has to add 1 more day, it will become a 14. Alright, then the calculation will be 14, then this will be 5. Alright, okay, next question I'm going to ask Joey is, Joey, are you a twin? Yes or no? Okay, Joey is not a twin. Hang on. Okay, so for those of you who are a twin, for the elder twin, you need to add your birth date with your father's date of birth, including the year. Okay, if you are the younger twin, then you need to add your birth date with your mom's birth date, including the century and year. Okay, clear? Alright, so as you can see in this beautiful triangle, there is only 7 numbers. Right, but in Sui culture we have 9 numbers. We have 1, 2, 3. In single digit there's 9 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Therefore, any number that is not in this triangle are known as our missing number. So let's find out what is Joey's missing number. So Joey has a 1. Joey doesn't have a 2. Joey has a 3. Joey does have a 4, a 5, but Joey doesn't have a 6. Doesn't have a 7, doesn't have an 8, but she has a 9. Okay? Joey, can you confirm this is your birth date? Yeah, this is yeah. Joey is a new student. Sorry. Okay, great. So now I want to highlight a few things. Okay. Now in Sui culture, we have been told. They always tell us that we must always draw this triangle when we draw somebody's life manual. All right, and make sure that the corners are all sealed. The reason is because if the corners are open, it is said that the luck of this life manual will leak. All right, I actually don't know about that. All right, but I think that aesthetically it's just nicer if all the corners are sealed. So I ask of you that whenever you draw your triangle, make sure all the corners are sealed, okay? All right, so everybody got your life manual? If you have your life manual, can you type me a 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 in the chat box, please? Nobody is typing. Hello? Do you okay, if you have any more questions, can you type a question mark? Okay, no 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, no question mark. I hope the internet is working. Okay, thank you, Steven. Thank you, Steven. Thank you. You know, it's really hard doing online classes because we can't see you guys, you know, and then it's so easy for you to just have your laptop on and then walk around. I know you guys are listening, right? But it's just that when, you know, we don't know, want to know if you got it, you know what I mean? Okay, anyway, so let's get back to this. So Joey, if anybody were to ask you, hey Joey, what number person are you? You say, I'm a number 9 person. You proudly say, I'm a number 9 person. Okay, now can all of you type out your number, this main number here in the chat box for me? Okay, Steven is 7, May is 3, Ma is 4, Ming Qi is 3. Okay, do we have any number 2 person here? I know Wei Chai is our number 2. How about 4? Any number 4 person here? Yeah, we have a 4. Ma is a 4. How about number 5? Any 5 or 6, 8? Then otherwise I'll just skip. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, not to worry because there's not many people here. All right. So now, do you see these 3 stars here? You see these 3 stars here? Now, these 3 stars are called your star corner. You are known as a number 9 person, right? But these are also your star corners. What are the star corners? Star corners are the qualities. They express they are the part of you where you express yourself the most obvious, the most explicitly. All right. So later when I go through the slides, all right, when I go through the slide and I say it's a 3 or a 4, so it will also apply to Joey. So whatever number that is here as well, when I go through the slide, it also applies to you, okay? So I ask that if you can understand what I'm trying to say, can you please type 222 in the chat box? Okay, thank you, Joey. All right. Okay, so Joey, you remember, right? Your star corner is 4 and 3, and then your number 9 person, okay? So how about this? Everybody type your star corners for me in the chat box so I know what star corners you guys have and I can cover it. I can give you more coverage. 527. Okay. 343. Good. Anybody else? It doesn't look like we have a number 8 today. Okay, never mind. All right, so number 1, we come to number 1, okay? Sorry, 老师 is 141. Okay, people like 所以老师 Ben from Singapore, right, is our natural born leader. Why are they our natural born leader? Because they are the first number of 9. All right, as a first number of 9, they are always the starters of things. All right, and therefore they are actually very creative. You'll find that because they're the starter, right? So they have to start something out of nothing, or that's their ability. They have the ability to start something out of nothing. Like let's say, for example, if you have a if you have a kid who's a number one, if you give them a piece of paper, all right? Now, creative and innovative, what's the difference? Creative is when you start something from scratch, right? You create something out of nothing, and innovative, you try to improve on something that is already in existence. So let's say if you give a piece of paper to, say, a number one kid, all right, the number one kid, if he is in a creative mode, he will cut the paper, or he will draw something, or he will make something beautiful out of the piece of paper. But let's say if he's in an innovative mode, all right, you'll find that maybe he wants to improve the quality of the paper. Then he will tear the paper, add some chemicals on the paper, and then soak it, and then dry it under the sun again, and then to make it into a better quality paper or better looking paper. Therefore, you will find people who are number one, right? Let's say if you give them a recipe or a certain procedure, right? They are not able to follow the procedure strictly, okay, as a number four person, of which you will know later, all right? They are not able, they will always add their own thing, their own opinion in it. Like, for example, if let's say you have a number one person who's cooking, if they go to the kitchen, they open the fridge and then they look at what ingredients is available, they just pick whatever and they just create a new dish. Or let's say if they want to cook curry chicken, for example, they will look at the recipe and then follow the ingredient and then add on their own things as well. That is when they are being innovative. That is our number one person. All right. Now, a number one person is known as a natural born leader because they are very good at taking care of, looking after their subordinates or people who are under them. You will find that they very easily reach out to people who have problems or who have issues. Okay, and they will be, being a number one person, they're able to provide the most simplest, direct, and easy solution for their staff or their subordinate. But because the solution summit is so easy, in their mind, I'll just do it anyway. And they end up doing that because they're number one. You know, and the one person is very confident in their own ability. And that is the reason why, okay, you will find that in their mindset, they think that, okay, if you ask them to do something and they're very confident that they can do it, all right, in their mindset, I can complete this with help. Because they're leaders, definitely they have a team of people, right? But eventually, let's say the team of people drops out for whatever reason, they themselves, right, will still be able to complete the task all by themselves. That is our number one person. Okay? Now, if you're a number one person, all right, and you agree with what I say about your quality, I would really appreciate it if you could type a 111 in the chat box for me, please. Thank you. Sorry, Lao-Sư. Thank you. Okay, now we move to the two, okay? I didn't notice that we have a number two person here. I think we do, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Steven, we have a number two. Star corner. Okay. Our number two people, if you have a two at the star corner, you guys are great communicators and negotiators. You are known to be polite and persuasive because you have a very special gift given to you by the universe. You have this gift where you're able to say the right words, all right, in the right tone of voice for the other person to hear, all right, and then to give you what you want. Now, in the last preview that we had, in this last free introductory class that we actually had one person who's a number two person and said that she's actually a hypnotherapist and she's also a counselor. I think it's psychotherapist. Yeah, a psychologist. There's a psychologist and a hypnotherapist. And she said that it is very true because a number two person is very patient. So they're able to listen to the problems of the other person. All right. And then after that, know what to say in order to transfer whatever that they need to say in order for that person, what they need to hear in order to give them what they want. What they want is for the betterment of the other person, right? So that's the gift of a number two person. Therefore, a number two person is also an excellent salesman. Okay, they are excellent in convincing you. Okay, they just have to say things to you and then you'll be convinced and you will say, okay, I will listen to you. Number two person is also very resilient because they are of the water element. Just like water, they're able to adapt to any kind of environment. So therefore, even if you're number two, say for example, a number two child, right? A number two child is very shy. But if you were to place them anywhere, they'll be able to adapt and make friends anywhere. I have a friend who is a number two person. Actually, she's here in the room today. Her husband tells me that my wife can make friends with anybody. It's like she just go to the janitor, she just go to the toilet, she meets the janitor, and she will become friends with the janitor as if they've been friends for life. Okay, that's our number two, because they really can communicate, and they're very adaptable to their environment. Now, number two, being a water element, right, is something like this, okay? If you pour water, because they're so flexible, into a round bowl, they will take the shape of the round bowl, right? But let's say if you were to pour the water from the round bowl into say a square shaped bowl, it will then take the shape of a square shape. It can just change and be very flexible in that aspect. Okay? Now, number three. Alright. Where is our number three? Can you type me a 3 in the chat box? May is 3. We have a lot of number 3 today. Ming Qi also has star corner 3, right? And San Qing is 3 as well. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. 3 is my favorite number, because I always say, that's why when I start my course, I always say, if you can hear me, please type a 3. Okay, now 3 people are action takers. Alright, why do we say they're insightful? Is because they have a pair of very discerning eyes. Do you know that they have this very special ability where they're able to spot opportunities very quickly? And because of their ability to spot these opportunities very quickly, they also tend to take action very quickly. That's why among the peers of 1 to 9, okay, 1 to 9 numbers, right? Let's say if you have a group of people 1 to 9 together, you'll find that a number 3 person is always the one that becomes, that makes his marks his success the soonest. Because they're very, very quick. They don't wait for anything at all. Alright? But, however, if a number 3 person, because they are too quick, right? If they tend to partner with the wrong person or do things at the wrong timing, then they may not necessarily get the result that they want. Okay? So, which is the reason why, I think, May has 2 3s. Okay? So, you'll find that in the triangle, for those people who have more than 1 3, you'll find that they're very quick-tempered as well. Now, they are not bad-tempered, they're just quick-tempered. Okay? But then, they may go off very quickly as well. Yes? Okay, number 4. Is there any number 4 person here? If there is, can you type a 4 for me, please? Oh, I know. Sorry, 老师 is a 4, a star corner. That's right. Oh, Joey, yes. That's right, Joey has a star corner as 4 as well. Now, 4 people are really fascinating, okay? Because they are so good with details, alright, that if you ever want a problem to be solved, all you need to do is look for Joey or 硕宇老师. Okay, because they will be able to look through all the information, alright, and give you a summary of all the important points, and then give you the best solution for the situation. That is what a number 4 person is. Very similarly, let's say for a number 3 person, you go and start a business, right? You start a business to a certain point. You take quick action, you start a business to a certain point. You will still need a number 4 person to come into play with you, to partner with you, or to be your supporting team, right? To go through all the information, and then to give you a very strategic plan, in order for you to execute. Why? Because number 4 is our planner. Okay, they naturally just know how to plan. Alright, and if they cannot find out the answer, they find that there's a missing gap to it, right? They will, okay, without compromise, right, go and find out the information and find out the missing piece of information, right? Piece everything up together in order to find the answer. Joey, is that right? Joey, no answer. Yes. Alright, you are actually very fascinating. Okay, these number 4 people are actually very, very fascinating. Joey, are you already a Sui culture student? Not yet. Okay. I hope that you can come and learn with us, because your numbers are really very, very good. Okay. Now, number 4, since we use Joey's numbers to this example earlier, right? I'll let Joey know something. Joey, do you know that actually you were born to either be an entrepreneur or a scientist? And there is a secret wish in you that you actually want to contribute to the development of your community or your country. You actually have a very if you had not noticed that part of yourself, right, you just reflect back. If you observe sometimes, again, this is actually through time that I observe as well. When I see the number 4 person talk, right, sometimes actually I have stuck on a 4 as well, but I never really, I talk about it, but I didn't really notice that part of me. So I said sometimes I even misunderstand myself. It helped, learning my life manner actually helps me discover the deeper parts of myself which I wasn't even aware of. So a number 4 person, they actually have this secret wish where they want to participate in develop in part of a development of a community or something, an association or something good. All right, you'll find it in their conversations that when they have with other people, right, they will not say directly that that's what they want to do, but they will give comments as if that is the solution that could have been applied by the council or the society or the community or the whatsoever lah, okay, in order for that particular situation to improve, right? So if Joey, you are not yet part of something like that, then maybe you can consider doing that to actually activate that potential, and maybe that could be part of that missing thing that help you to achieve your desired perfect life also. Yeah. Okay, let's look at 5. Do we have any number 5? Steven is 5, right? Who else besides Steven is a 5? Okay, 5 people are our navigators because they have a very clear directions. They are known as our leader of leaders. Why? What is the difference between leader of leaders and a leader? Now, a leader is a person, and a number leader is a person who leads people, who are followers, right? But a number 5 person only want to lead leaders. Okay, because it's less stressful. It's less work. Why? Because the number 5 person actually loves freedom very much. Okay, if you ask a number 5 person, right, they can't sit still. They just love to roam around and do whatever that they want to do. All right, but yet, all right, they have a very strong mindset of their own, and they also have a very clear direction. For that, the leaders feel very, very safe to be with them. Because, you know, leaders sometimes can be very stressful because they have to take care of so many people, right? And sometimes they may lose their direction. So when they look for a number 5 leader, a number 5 leader will say, okay, just do that or go there. Then the leader will just follow. Number 5, because they are also the middle of 1 to 9. You'll find that a number 5 person is able to get along with everybody of all the numbers. A number 1 up to number 9. There will be no qualms about it, because a number 5 being in the middle is always about justice and fairness. Alright, now if you have a number 5 partner or a number 5 child, alright, actually even a number 5 parent or grandparent, right, now they may look like they're very easygoing, alright, but please do not try to control them, because they do not like to be controlled. So when you tell them something, just tell them once. Don't tell them more than once, more than twice, because they will find that they will feel that you're trying to control them, and then they will start to resist you and start to be very stubborn towards you. Am I right, Steven? Okay, where is our 6? May is 6, right? May is 6. Who else 6? Ah Lian is 6. Zhang Ah Lian, are you our Sui culture student yet? Okay, never mind. Okay, 6. Okay, for those people who are number 6, you need to type 666 in the chat group, because 6 is wealth bag. Now remember earlier I asked the question, right? Do you want to multiply your income? Do you want to multiply your wealth and have control? Why? Because 6 is our wealth bag. Oh, congratulations, Alian. Yeah, you are here. You are our Sui culture student. That's great. So, number 6 people actually are born into this lifetime, right? Into our world with a very huge wallet of money. Okay, because they have a very strong ability to attract wealth opportunities. Now, if you find that a number 6 person, or as a number 6 person, you think like, no, how come I don't have money? It's not because you don't have wealth opportunities, okay? Wealth opportunity is plenty to you. But whether you choose to take up that wealth opportunity or not depends on how picky you are, or what kind of standards you hold for yourself. Alright, of course, obviously, because a number 6 person is often very clever and wise. Now, why? Because you see, out of the 9 numbers, right, the number 6, right, is the only number with their head towards the sky. Alright, so it is said like that's like the antenna connecting to the universe, and therefore they are the wisest among all of the numbers. Alright, so because they are very clever and wise, alright, so they naturally will have standards, higher standards for themselves, and then therefore the opportunities that they pick, okay, may also be relevant to that. Now, because they are clever and wise, alright, somehow the universe also give them the task of ensuring that their family is in harmony. Therefore, you'll find that for a number 6 person, their family is actually very important to them. They may not show it, but it's actually very, very important to them. Am I right, May and Alien? Yeah? So, because, yes, so their criteria to be able to retain wealth, alright, is actually to ensure that they have a harmonious family. Because when their family is not in harmony, although they don't talk about it, they don't show it, but their heart is not at peace to go and conquer or to do what they want to do. If a number 6 family is in harmony, right, is in good place, right, I tell you, a number 6 person has the peace of mind to go and conquer the world. Yes, right? Okay, let's move on to number 7. Do we have, I know Steven is a 7. Anybody else who has a 7? Okay, a number 7 person is known as the lucky 7, the lucky one. Okay, why? Because it is said that if there's only one opportunity left in the world, it will go to a number 7 person. Why? Because he is just simply lucky. You'll find that a number 7 person is a people person because people are just drawn to them. If you want any contact at all, you're just going to look for a number 7 person. You go and look for a number 7 person. You want a plumber? A number 7 person. You want an electrician? A number 7 person. You want a driver? Which class do you want? You want a big van, medium van, or a small car? The number 7 person also has. Okay, and a number 7 person. Now remember earlier I also asked the question, do you want to know who are your benefactors and who aren't? And I said type 777, right? Now why 777? Because a number 7 person, I tell you, they attract benefactors. When they need help, all they need to ask, and help will come to them whether directly or indirectly. Sometimes help even comes to them before they even ask. That's really how lucky they are. That's why all the benefactors, the people that come and help them, often are people of they are higher profile than them. They are truly very, very lucky. Now, there's one very particular characteristic of a number 7 person is that a number 7 person actually has very strong observation skills. Now, when you see a number 7 person coming into a crowd, right, and then they are sitting at a corner doing this, and then they are on the phone or they look very cold, right? Please do not be deceived, all right? Because they are people person, right? They're actually observing everybody and they're observing the whole environment. Because number 7 has this very special ability where after they observe the environment for a very short period of time, right, they will be able to tell every emotion and thought in the room. Once they're able to grasp the whole situation and everybody, they will actually stand up and then show up themselves. Yes, Stephen, is that true about you? Yes. Now, this is not a bad characteristic. Okay, this is actually very, 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 very wonderful because they just want to make sure that they are not they are gelling themselves right, because they are people person, right? How do you make it? Now, there are so many different type of people in the world, right? Just 9 numbers itself. Now, do you know in the 9 numbers there is another 9 of each of that, and you need to find out which one is you. Now, as a number 7 person, right, they are able to capture these people, to have the insight of these people. Of course, Stephen, if you ever know the numbers, then of course it will give you more insights without having to observe for so long. right? Because you already know it, right? But this is truly a gift. Therefore, it is said that a number 7 person is also a spoiler. If they know something, sometimes they can't hold their mouth and then they will tend to spit it out, and then it will ruin the surprise for everybody else. Okay? Now, do we have a number 8 in the room? Okay, I think not. So, a number 8 person is a philanthropist. They love to help people and they're very highly charitable. If you ask them, I think secretly they think that they are just born to serve the world, just born to serve everybody around them, because they can't help it. When they're with people, they are just serving other people. Number 8 person are very highly responsible, in the sense that the moment they know this is their responsibility, they will do everything within their capacity, their power, their time, in order to complete tasks at hand very efficiently. They are also known to be the world's best friend, simply because of their nature to love to help other people, their nature to love to help friends. Their nature to want to help friends, right, or to prioritize helping their friends, often land themselves up in trouble or trouble with their family, because sometimes they tend to give so much of themselves to their friends that at their own expense, and also sometimes at the family expense. Like, for example, if their friend needs them, then they're supposed to spend time with their family, they will sacrifice that just to help their friend. Now, number 8 person, their lesson is actually to love themselves first, to prioritize themselves first without losing the love to serve. Okay, and for those people who have friends who are number 8, if this number 8 friend actually regards you as their friend, then you are really very lucky. So please treasure them and appreciate them, okay? And get them to come and study Sui culture. They need it. they need it before they burn out, okay? All right, number 9. Do we have a number 9? Yes, we think we have a number 9. We have Joey as a number 9, right? Besides Joey, who else is number 9? Let me see. Ming Qi also has a 9. Also has a 9. Who else is a 9? Okay. Bo Wu. Is that how I pronounce? Bo Wu. Oh, my Mandarin is really improving, I think. Okay. Now, number 9 people. Okay. Wow. Number 9 people are really great, you know. Number 9 people, right? Because they're the largest number of all the numbers. Alright, so they're able to grasp the present, and because they're able to grab the presence, they're able to set the vision for the future. You will also find that as much as they can grab the present, their presence itself is very, very huge. Now, I also have a number 9 daughter. Whenever 4 of us go out, there's 4 of us, whenever we go out, right, she's the smallest and the shortest among, but every time people are just drawn to her. Like, whenever 4 of us, like, hello, the aunties and the uncle or anybody else will always look at her and talk to her first, and they're more interested in her first somehow. That's how a number 9 people actually attract their attention, through their presence itself. Whether they feel comfortable or not is an entirely different thing, but that is what their presence actually attract. Alright? Now, a very special ability of a number 9 person is that their wishes come true very easily. Because their wishes come true so easily, it is very, very important to be very clear about what they are thinking. Because that's sometimes when they are just simply thinking, and if it goes to the negative, that negative thing can also happen to them. I mean, they can actually attract that experience. Because their presence is so huge, right? Because the number 9 person is the largest number, their interest is also very, very fast. And by their mere thinking, because their wishes come true easily, they're able to attract a lot of opportunities all around them very, very quickly. Now, there is a difference between the opportunities that is being attracted by a number 7 person. A number 7 person's opportunity comes from his network, his or her network. But a number 9 person's opportunity can come from anything, a piece of paper, a stranger, it's just anything at all. Alright? As a number 9 person, they also gain recognition and rewards very, very easily. You'll find this number 9 person, right, compared to all the other numbers, alright, I'm talking about star counter and I'm a 9 person, right? If they do something they are very focused in doing one thing. Alright, if they're very focused on doing one thing, right, they get the recognition and rewards very quickly. And even if they do something wrong, right, nobody will scold them and blame them. They will tell them, it's okay. Who has not done mistake before? It's okay. Compared to the people who are missing 9, is an entirely different story. Remember we talked about missing numbers earlier? Now, we have covered 1 to 9. Cry no 9. May, high five. I also don't have 9. But you know what? Studying Sui culture really helps to get back my 9. And not only myself, we have also a couple of friends. You'll be surprised, May, there are many people who actually have a missing 9. And we never understood why. But I can't tell you so much now because we will run out of time, right? So let me continue the class. If you are already a culture student, come back for revisions, okay? Come back for revisions. And we have revision in mid-April. All right, and I will be speaking 1 to 9, so we can share many stories then, okay? But right now we don't have time. Okay, so we have covered 1 to 9 basics. All right, very fundamental information about 1 to 9. And out of all the 9 numbers, there's 3 numbers that if it's missing in our triangle, it will pose more challenges in our life. Now, what are these 3 numbers? The first number is actually fortune. All right, it's number 6, which represents fortune and wisdom. People who are a number 6 person or have star corner 6, congratulations, you guys are born to be the closest to wealth. Those who have 6 in the triangle but not a star corner or main character, still not too bad, okay? Still not too bad. The next number that should not be missed in our inverted triangle is actually 7 because it means prosperity and also connection. So for those people who are born as main character 7 or star corner 7, congratulations, you guys are born to be the most favored amongst all the 9 numbers. And then the last number that should not be missed in the triangle is actually 9 because 9 stands for longevity. 9 also stands for success. And those who has a 9 like Joey, all right, or like Alien's daughter and son, all right, congratulations because even Pohu, all right, you guys are born to be to attain your success the most easily amongst all the numbers. All right, so what are missing numbers? Missing numbers is like us being blindfolded. Like a lot of things that happens in life, we're not able to prevent it from happening at all. Oops, sorry. And so, simply said, they are our weaknesses in life and they are also our life lessons. All our gains and losses, success and failures are very closely related to them. Like, for example, May cry, no 9. If you ask May, right, May will tell you that for a person with missing 9 like me and her, we do so much for other people, but at the end of the day, we are just sacrificing ourselves without even knowing that we're actually sacrificing ourselves because we don't get anything back in return. Sometimes we are not wanting a return, a big reward, an acknowledgement will do. But sometimes what we give up is just not proportionate. And that's why May is crying because she doesn't have a 9. Okay, but not to worry. As I said, in Sui culture, okay, our course orchestration of life, all right, we cover everything that you need to know, all right, from 1 to 9, all right, to help you discover what is the problem. To help you discover how we can resolve the problem. Because no longer, we are so fortunate to be in today's era today where when there's a problem, we can actually solve it already. In the olden days, there was no way that could be solved. So a lot of people, after knowing their problems through whatever fortune telling or whatever, what's the point of knowing? I don't want to know because I can't solve it, right? They rather just live life like that and surrender to life. But in today's era, we don't need to do that anymore. We can actually have a more conscious information, have more informative answers to the questions or the question marks in our life, or to where and what we want to do in life and where we want to go. Hence, studying this course, Orchestration of Life, is fundamental to life. Take for example, if a kid today, all right, who does not know ABC or 1, 2, 3, if you put them in society today, can he survive? Can he survive, guys? if you put a kid who do not know ABC and 1, 2, 3 into this world today, are you able to survive? Will the kid be able to survive? Can you give me a response, yes or no? Yeah, Joey says it's hard. I agree. At least you say it's hard. A lot of people say no. Actually, it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard. It's so, so challenging in today's world. But given 20, 30 years ago, no problem. They can still find their ways. But in today's era, how fast the internet is going, how fast the world is going, ABC and 1, 2, 3 is not good enough. Even our degrees is not good enough. What the contents in orchestration of life is the fundamental to life right now. So earlier we said that we want to know 2024 is a high luck year or low luck year, right? Do you still want to know or not? If you want to know, please type 2024 in the chat box for me, please. If you don't want to know, then we just say goodbye now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I shall proceed. All right, so using Joey's numbers earlier that she provided us, okay, now all you guys have your life manual, right? All you need to do is actually to just change these numbers. Okay, 2024. Now, using the same method that I've taught you earlier. Now, remember, Sui culture is very easy and simple. It only works with one single digit, 1 to 9 only. All right, so any double digit that you have, like 20, you break them apart and you add them up together again until they become one single digit. Okay, so 20 is 2 single digit, 20 double digit, right? So you break apart, add them together again, they become 2. 24 is double digit, you break them again and you become 6. Add them, become 6. So in order to find a number here, you add number from the single digit from century and the single digit from year, it becomes 8. 2 plus 6 is 8. So in order to find this number here, you add this again. 5 plus 8 is equals to 13. 13 you break apart, 1 and 3, add them together again, they become 4. Right? So Joey, you are in year cycle 4. Guys, if you have your year cycle, you have worked out your year cycle, can you please type in the chat box for me, please? So I know whether you have a high luck year or a low luck year. Stephen has 3. Oh, Stephen is in year cycle 3. What am I talking about? Sorry. Sometimes I talk too fast and I'm just rambling. Please excuse me for that. Ui Ai is in year 7. How about the rest? How about the rest of you? Shy, is it? Ming Qi and Ma is in 1, just like me. I'm also in my year cycle 1. Okay. Now, I've shown you earlier, right, how to calculate. Maggie is in year cycle 9. Oh, Maggie. I give you a little hint just now, later, okay? If you have not, are you a Sui culture student already? Have you attended our class? If you have, then you should know what to do. If you, never mind, I can remind you, okay? Alright, 2024, I've taught you how to calculate, right? So let's proceed with this slide. Now, year cycle, our year cycle period, right? The start and end of the year cycle period actually is not January to December. In Sui culture, or according to the I Ching cycle is actually starts on the 1st of October to the 30th of September of the following year. That is why you will find that a lot of things, right? Sometimes when you're having a streak of bad luck or a year that is not so smooth, the moment you hit October, things start to shift. Things start to shift in October before you actually head into the Chinese lunar year or the January Gregorian calendar. Especially those Chinese from the Chinese culture, they find that there is a shift in the Chinese lunar calendar. It is true, but the shift actually already happened in October. Likewise, if you're shifting towards a lower luck year, you'll find it in October. How come year end everything starts to become very unlucky? This is the reason why, because our year cycle period actually starts on the 1st of October and ends on the 30th of September of the following year. So as you know, we are in March already. We are already in the 6th month of the year cycle. And tomorrow, on the 1st of April, we'll be entering into the 7th month. So ladies and gentlemen, we really don't have much time to lose anymore. So there is a law of 9-year cycle, which is the reason why you shouldn't be doing the same thing every year. Every year you must be doing something different. Now, who does the same thing every year? Every year that we have our New Year resolution on the 1st of January, right? And do you notice that we are always trying to achieve the same goal that we didn't achieve last year? That's because and sometimes we don't achieve it. Sometimes we can achieve that, sometimes we cannot achieve that. The reason is because every year cycle is different, and every year requires us to do different things. All right, there is something to do and there's something not to do. There are things that we must avoid doing this 9 years, when this on the respective years. But like Maggie is in her year 9 now, right? So starting 1st of October this year, 2024, she will go into her year cycle 1. Alright, like May and Joey, they are in a year cycle 4. Starting 1st October, they will head into a year cycle 5. So like who else? Like Ui is in year cycle 7. Okay, 1st October she'll go into year cycle 8. And you remember earlier I said year cycle 8, no investment, okay? No investment, alright? Steven is in 3, so also no investment this year, right? Alright, so if you are in your year cycle 1, 5 and 7, you are considered to be in your high luck year. If you are in a year cycle 2, which nobody in the group then you are considered to be in your cooperation year. Now what is a cooperation year? Cooperation year 2, remember 2 is about communication, about negotiation, right? So 2 is a year where you communicate and you collaborate with people. Okay, now if you are in your year cycle 4, 6 and 9, like for example Maggie, May and Joey, then you are considered to be in your wealth year. Okay, now for those people in the wealth year, right, it is encourageable if you can get some kind of returns back in that year. Especially Maggie is in your year 9. Maggie, being in year 9, right, that is your biggest reward year, because the law of the 9 cycle ends at 9 year. 9 year is where you have your conclusion and everything else, right? And it's also a year of rest. So please do not overexert yourself, all right? Make sure that you're delegating your work, especially when this year you feel that you are more of being a perfectionist, right? So you learn to delegate and have more rest to get ready for your coming year cycle 1. Now low luck years are 3 and 8. Okay, so how do we harness and increase our wealth in the high luck years and the wealth years? And how do we navigate and avoid the risks in the low luck years? You've come to see Culture and Learn. So for those students who are our sweet culture students already, if you cannot remember, please come back for revisions. All right, for those new students, if you want to know I really highly encourage you to know, please come and join us in class. All right, opportunity should not be missed. Time and tide waits, because time and tide waits for no man. Sometimes if you miss the opportunity of, say, like the highlight is the 1, 5, 7, you have to wait for the next year cycle again for that to happen. The next 9 year cycle again in order to happen. And honestly, how many 9 years do we have? You know that if you pass through 9 year cycle, you're already 90 years old. You get what I mean? You're already 90 years old, so we really don't have much time. Okay, so in our 3 days course, or like in Australia, ours is 5 days, we can actually address and solve the 4 biggest concerns in life. One is our health. Our health must always come first. We will learn in which particular areas of our health that is actually compromised since birth. You know, like some people, we are never born with perfect health, actually, to be honest. It just manifests much later. So knowing this helps us to take precautions, all right, and to be more careful in handling that organ, or in taking care of that organ or some parts of our body. And then the second concern is marriage and relationship. Marriage issues are becoming really, really a big issue in society right now, right? And truly it affects our children, right? And therefore we need to fix this so that we can also focus on the children's good health and potentials, right? We want to be able to bring up our children to the best of their potential so that they can be happy, they can be healthy, and they can be positive contributors to our community and our world, right? And the fourth biggest concern would be career and wealth. Like I said, we spend so much of our waking hours trying to provide for ourselves and our family, right? And all the more we need to have important and suitable career that actually where we are reaping proper rewards proportionately and recognition as well, that actually reflects our rightful entitled authority. Right, like people like May, for example, she work very, very hard, but she will not get the reward. It's not proportionate. She can sacrifice and work so hard, but she only get the reward so little, right? But you know what, May, this all can be fixed. It's very, very, very it can be fixed. Okay, so please come and learn if you're not yet a Sui culture student. Okay, so in our orchestration of life class, there will be 6 modules that's been covered. The first module is Life Path 1 to 9, where you will learn the positive traits and the negative traits of the numbers 1 to 9, and also what the missing numbers mean. Today I've covered some basic characteristics, and some of you have said, oh yeah, it's true, right? But wait till you hear what Life Path covers. There is so much more, and I assure you they're all awesome stuff. Alright, you really should get to know how awesome you are. And the second module is the name justification, where you find out the relationship between your name and your zodiac animal. The third module is life energy, how the energy around us actually influences our thought and our actions, and thereby then create that experience. Then module 4 will be 81 sets of numbers. Now each one of us actually has a personalized 13 sets of numbers derived from our life manual, from our date of birth. Alright, so in these 81 sets of numbers, you will find out what are your potentials, what are your personal laws with the universe. Okay, what are things that you can do, what are things that you must avoid doing in order to protect your health, protect your wealth, and protect your family. Alright, and then the 5th module is use of the 5 natural elements in the world, which is metal, water, wood, fire, and also earth. How to use them to support us in our daily life. Alright, and module 6 will be the wealth cycles. We have covered the year cycles, right? So the wealth cycle is the year cycle, and they will also teach you how to calculate the month cycle and the day cycle, so that you can actually use them, apply them, and plan for your life. Okay, on top of that, with just one-time payment, alright, and after attending class, you will be entitled to free one-to-one consultation with the teachers. Okay, our life coaches are very, very experienced. Alright, you can, after studying these 6 modules, definitely you have a lot of questions in your mind about your life manual. So you want to see the teacher for consultation and ask them, okay, this is my problem, or did I hear it correct? Do I really have this problem? You know, because these 6 modules, while they are each separate topics, but each topic is actually built one on top of the other, and you get to learn how to see all of them holistically. Alright, so during the consultation, because the consultation is just personalized to you, to your specific potentials, your specific issues, then the teachers will be able to guide you specifically based on your numbers, your life manual. Alright, and the best part is you get lifetime free revision, which means that, okay, earlier remember I told you that Sui culture is all around the world. They're in Canada, in Australia, in Singapore, right? So for those in Malaysia, right, if let's say you are a fully paid student, right, and then let's say you feel that you at Sydney, let's say for example, you love Sydney, right? Sydney is a very beautiful city, okay? If not been here, come here, and look for me, okay? I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but Sydney is a very beautiful place. So let's say if one day Sydney, we do have physical class, and you just so happen to be here on a holiday and you have time, and you say, you know what, I want to attend the class physically in Sydney and see what it's like, you know, and then you can register for class and you walk in for free. Anywhere in the world, even in Canada and Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam. Yeah, so this is your privilege. Okay, for those already students, use it as much as you can. The classes are normally conducted 3 days, 5 days, 3 days physical, 5 days online, and our Zoom online is normally in the evening. We cater for the Australian residents, but we are only 3 hours apart for now. I think next week onwards will be 2 hours apart from Malaysia and Singapore. So please feel free to join us as well. Okay, our class is open for all. So our next class in April is actually 15 to 19 of April. By then, we are only 2 hours apart from Malaysia. So Sydney and Melbourne will have our class at 7 p.m. instead of 7:30. Those old students will know we used to have it at 7:30, but we're going to have it at 7 p.m. so that the Malaysian students can join us at 5 p.m. Okay? So do you have any questions for me so far? I know I'm rambling, but because I'm running out of time and I didn't want to take up so much of your Sunday time. Anybody got any questions? Okay, so I know I've not mentioned the class fees because the class fees in every country is different. So if for those new students, I invite you to go back to your introducer or your friend to inquire about the class fees. All right. So so studying orchestration of life actually makes it possible for us to achieve our desired perfect life. Okay. I have studied. I'm in SUI. I studied SUI in November 2022. I really just thought that I've attended 3 days class and that's it. But what I didn't expect myself, revision is free, right? I kept on attending revisions and the Mandarin ones and also the English one. Despite my Mandarin being really bad, I did attend both, and I really learned a lot. Like each time I'm building up my foundation, and I actually managed to validate and discover a lot of answers that I was not able to find out throughout my course of life. Sometimes we go through life, we have certain grievances, things upset us, and we're like, why did he treat me like that, or why did that happen, right? But when I found out the answers, I was very much at peace. It allowed me to move on, like truly knowing that no one's at fault, and it's like before we would try to use wisdom, or speak to therapists or counselors to try to find the right piece of information to fit into neutralize or nullify or manage that upset, because we need to move on in life, right? We cannot just keep wallowing in that upset, right? Every one of us need to move on. But truly, this kind of moving on is very different. It is really, really not with the knowledge of wisdom, but with the knowledge of the truth. Okay, with the knowledge of the true factors that's actually influencing, which is the actual cause of the problems. And when you know that, true wisdom guides you to move on in life, not the knowledge of wisdom. Do you know that a lot of us are actually just using the knowledge of wisdom, and we are trying. We speak a lot of wise words. It's so easy to speak a lot of wise words, but it's not easy to really live it. But this allows that living because you finally know the truth. Okay, so Joey asked, may I know how fast it takes one to master numerology on average? Well, because SUI is so easy, it depends how hardworking you are. If you have a group of friends that actually study together, like my introducer was very quick, was like months, because she was very close to her friend that was really into SUI for many years. Like for me, I took about 1 year. Yeah, so it really depends. But I can guarantee you, Joey, once you know this, right, number one, you're able to calculate 57 seconds, but you will have notes, right? So you refer to the notes first, and then eventually if you keep practicing, it gets faster and faster and faster and faster, and you just see more things, and it's really fascinating. No one I have met said that they regretted learning this. Almost everyone I met said that, damn it, I wish I knew this earlier. Okay, so I've come to the end of my presentation. I'm really grateful for all of you accompanying me for 2 hours on this beautiful Sunday. If you have any more questions, please put them in the chat group. Otherwise, I wish everybody the 5 great blessings, getting better and better, and I hope to see you in class very, very soon. Okay, so anybody else who has any questions? Where is my Zoom? Steven, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I know some of you came in before, but thank you so much for coming in again. Thank you. Okay, so have a great Sunday. It's already 4:30 in Australia, so it must be 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. Have a great lunch, and I'll see you very soon. Okay. All right. Bye, everybody.